So the we today in today's class, the last topic is research ethics. Research ethics of research aptitude for UGC NET syllabus. Research ethics is the basically code of conduct. Means what to do in research and what not to do in research. Research belongs to humanity. So, and there should be some responsibility on us that we should not be biased, and we should always be honest when we do our research. So, the introduction of research ethics. First is definition. It is very simple. Research ethics involves moral principles guiding responsible research conduct, emphasizing honesty, social responsibility, and integrity. So, where we have a moral principle and it is guiding our responsibility to conduct research, and where it is emphasizing on honesty, and we should have a social responsibility and integrity. The purpose of research ethics is to ensure ethical behavior, right, in research, safeguard participants, and promote trust and accountability. If you are doing a research, there should be a ethical behavior in research. Where we are taking our participants or a sample, there should be a security for them, right? And it should be a trustworthy and accountability, because if ethics will there may be Usha ji, please add, you are a co-host. And if it is not a trustworthy or not accountable, then the research will not help anybody, and there will be a piracy. What are the key values of research ethics? Honesty, integrity, and social responsibility are the key values. Now there are five major principles of research ethics. What are these? First is minimizing harm. It is towards participant. Prioritize the well-being of research participants and minimize potential harm. This is basically a study in medical science, where people taste some medicine on the participants or some animals. So that thing nowadays is strictly prohibited, because uh, it belongs to humanity. So there is no need to harm, and it is against the moral principles. We all are a human, and that kind of practice is not allowed nowadays. So well-being of research participants and yoga is one thing which is participating here, and it is minimizing harm. But if you take a participant of yoga for yoga research, and you don't know yoga, and if you take some kind of a module, if you give a Surya Namaskar, and some old you are taking some old people or some physically disturbed people, and you are doing full speed of Surya Namaskar on them, then it comes under harm. So this kind of things we should avoid. Like, we should minimizing harm to conduct a research for participant. Obtaining informed consent. And when you select your samples, you choose your participant, you should always obtain informed consent from them, right? Protecting anonymity and confidentiality. It is very important that you should always keep confidential their data of your participants, right? Fourth is avoiding deceptive practice. Means maintaining honesty and transparency in research is very important. Fifth one is providing the right to withdraw. If any participant would like to exit from the research, there should be an option of it, right? So these are the principles of research ethics. Now, practice against research ethics. So this is basically called also research misconduct. What is the definition of it? What comes under misconduct or against research ethics? Means this we should not do. Research misconduct involves fabrication, falsification, plagiarism, or deceptive practices in research. So these kind of activities are against the research ethics, and this is also called misconduct. What are the examples of misconducts in research? We should not do fabrication. We understand what is fabrication, what is falsification, plagiarism, breach of duty of care, fraudulent information, tampering, copyright violation, mispresentation, right? So first we understand about fabrication. What is fabrication? Its example is here. Claims made on the basis of incomplete or assumed results, right? Now your research is completed, but you are assuming results, and that is not complete. You yourself making some assumptions, and you are presenting it that I have completed my research and this is my results. So this type of things come under fabrication. This question may come in the examination. Means they can ask you claims made on basis of incomplete or assumed results. So they will give you 4 options: falsification, plagiarism, fabrication. So these questions may be framed from this topic, right? Second is falsification. Falsification is publishing untrue and manipulated facts associated with the study. So if the facts you are representing or presenting in your research, it is very important that it should be true, and you cannot manipulate manipulate the real facts. So if you are doing such kind of thing, that will come under falsification. Third one is very important and major thing everybody talks about, and university take a nowadays a certificate, online certificate for plagiarism. If you complete your research thesis, it went under some scanning, and where they detect the plagiarism. So what are the example of plagiarism and type of plagiarism? Direct plagiarism occurs when a person copies. This is the one of the type, direct plagiarism. What is direct plagiarism? It occurs when a person copies the text of another person, right, without any changes, and does not use quotation marks or attribution. Means the some references you are taking from another book, another research, another any kind of article, any literature review, as it is you are taking, and you are not quoting it or giving attribution towards it. That is direct plagiarism. It comes under plagiarism. So your research will not be accepted if you use direct plagiarism. Self plagiarism: reuse one's own work without suitable acknowledgement. Means you are using someone's own work, and you are not giving him acknowledgement. This is another. This is self plagiarism, comes under self plagiarism. Mosaic plagiarism involves copying phrases, passage, and ideas from different sources and putting them together to create new content. This is also mosaic plagiarism. Paraphrasing plagiarism: it involves the use of someone's else writing with some minor changes in the sentences and using it as one's own. So this is basically what about plagiarism. Nowadays what is happening, out of 100 people, definitely 20 or 25 people using someone others research, taking it as it is, doing some changes, and getting their PhD degree. These type of examples are in front of me. Breach of duty care. It understand this: disclosing improperly the identity of individuals or groups involved in research without their consent, or any other breach of confidentiality or anonymity, right? So if you are not taking consent of your participant, and you are using in your research, it comes under breach of duty of care. So it is very important. These are the don'ts of research ethics. We should taken care of these things in our research. Fraudulent information, what is the example of it? Taking credit of accomplishment achieved by another researcher. See, if another research which has completed and you are taking accomplishment achievements and credit for it, so this kind of thing is fraudulent. Tampering, sabotaging another research works intentionally. Tampering means, Sachin Tendulkar once find in international, what he did, he tampered his balls. So such kind things if happening in our research, somebody else research, you are harming it, then it is called tampering. Copyright violation, making or distributing copies of copyrighted article in a group, that is also copyright violation. What is copyright violation? You are getting notes in your groups free of cost, scanning somebody else's books, it is sellable thing, and you are distributing it free of cost. So this comes under copyright violation. Mispresentation, mispresentation is suppression or relevant findings, or knowingly, recklessly, or by gross negligence presenting a flawed data interpretation. If you arranged some event where you called some personality or a thing that you have called Rajnikant for an event, that Rajnikant will come on a stage, and on the place of Rajnikant you are calling his duplicate. So this representation also there in research, so you cannot do that. This comes under the misrepresentation. So this is basically don'ts which we should take care. Now steps to ensure ethics in research. So how will you ensure that should be it is the if that your research is ethical or not? So first thing is respect, very important. Respect participants opinion and confidentiality, this is very important. Another thing is risk, assess and mitigate personal and potential risk for participants, right? It should be a risk free, or if is there any risk, there should be a some assessment and mitigation. Rights, obtain informed consent, clarify obligations and rights, this is very important. There should be a some information, and which is the right of the participant to get, right? Routes, follow institutional guideline and seek approvals. If you are going somewhere, some institutions to collect your data or something else which is required for your research, you need to take a approval from there, from the authorities. That is very important. Record keeping, document all consent forms and research details systematically. So it is very important, whatever you are getting, approvals, consent, there should be a record of it. Recently I'm using a questionnaire, the researcher are out of India, I think they live in US, and very famous researchers there. I wrote a email to them for requesting to allow me to use their formed questionnaire. So I got a written replied, and they allowed me, and they suggested something, that what to do during taken care of something when I'll collect the data. So this that email will my document, and I will keep it in for future use. When I will submit my research thesis, that time from the committee, they can ask me a question, where is the approval, the questionnaire I'm using, somebody else questionnaire I'm using in my research. So this type of things should be there, and these are
Sir,
the ensurety.
sir,
Yes.
so the informed consent has to be taken like no, what you talked about right now has to be taken every time. Like even if you're conducting some other research next time, And if you require the same kind of questionnaire, same format, so
If
would you
your
be able to
problem is
send it to me?
changing and your topic is changed, then you need to be a, because you will go for approvals of your research, acceptance of your research.
Okay,
So
okay,
whenever it will come under approvals, the process will be different, means it will be a different document, so where you would be required.
okay. But then again, we'll have to take if it is another
Yes,
research.
yes.
Okay,
If one research you are going and you want to do another research, both things are different,
okay. Yes, thank you, sir.
right? Okay. Now research ethics overview. So the overview is what? Research ethics are moral principles guiding ethical research conduct. What is the purpose? Purpose is promote trust, accountability, and unbiased research. Who are the stakeholders of our research? Researchers, participants, research community, regulators, publishers, society. These are the stakeholders of our research. And key tenets is honesty, accuracy, efficiency, and objectivity. We have completed our topic. Research ethics is very simple. What we need to do, we need to understand what do's and what don'ts, make a chart, do's and don'ts, and remember it, right? And this you can say that how to ensure research ethics. So you can say that 5 R's. What are 5 R's? Respect, race, rights, roots, record keeping. These are the 5 R. Now we are concluding our session. There is a homework for all of you. What you need to do, go online on your mobiles and laptops and search the schemes available for researchers on under Ministry of uh, MOE. MOE is a, I'm forgetting its full form. It's a Ministry of Experiment or something like that. You will find it online if you insert this on Google search bar and find the schemes under it. Right? I'll share its full form later on. This is a big thank to all of you for joining regularly. And from next, I will, provide you something, the notes, complete notes, a book I have for research aptitude. If you will read it, you will have a complete idea about research aptitude.
Thank you so much, sir.
Sir, I have a question.